A very good morning to our lecturer and my fellows. Today, I would like to talk about a sports court booking system. These are the list of my teammates. First of all, the first presenter, which is me, Bhuvaneshwaran Analakan Balakrishnan, CA20110. The second one, Sitinor Alia Binti, Firdaus Liu, CA20108. The third one, Sitisara Aisha Binti Zainal, CA20046. The fourth, which is the last, Putri Noor Sabrina Binti Abdul Aziz, CA 20048. Okay, when it comes to the topic, the topic which is booking sports card booking systems. The name given for the company was Damai Syndrome Berhad. There are some certain criteria that have to be included in these systems. First, located in Kuala Lumpur, which is the basic thing. Basic thing in the case study we have to include it. The second one, and the time of the court is 8 a.m. until midnight, 12 a.m. every day. Futsal and basketball. It have two different types of courts, which is futsal and basketball. The last is the week target. Every week target is 500 ringgit. Okay, seems like we already know the basic criteria of the case study, the time, the date, and the place. Okay, now let us move forward. The time given was 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. Where in this table, if you see the table, this is the table of the input, where the time has divided into two, which is day session and night session, and the days also have been divided into two types, which is weekdays and weekends. As the payment rate also depends on the days and the time. When it comes to the time and the payment rate already decided, so we can include that the output receipt will be like that. See, that's the example receipt of where the output will be come out. Okay, the output is the receipt. Okay, first the name and telephone number, date, time in, time out, and type of cards. Finally, the total fees. The total fees is regarding on the depends on the rate. Where if he came on weekends, then it will be evaluated as the weekend fee. If the person came on weekend like that, the payment rate will be on that day. Okay, so the last but not the least, the program should have this information, which is the five things, which this is the most important thing. First, the character shows type of code. Okay, type of code is, yeah, we already know. Type of code is, there are two types of codes, futsal and basketball. As the second information also have been touched about the type of courts, which means F for futsal court and the B for basketball. Okay, this is more to the algorithm, where the next presenter will be presenting more further information about this. Okay, third and the fourth is an integer from 0 to 24, showing time in and time out. Okay, I already simplified by my own, so it's also regarding on the calculations and the processing level, where it will be included in algorithm, PAC, and so on, and where the next presenter will be presenting more further about this. Well, till then, I'm signing off. My name is Bhuvaneshwaran Analakan Balakrishnan. Till then, thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Siti Noor Alia binti Firdaus Liu with Metro ID CA20108. we'll be presenting our groups algorithm without module and also our desk checking. Okay, let us start with algorithm without module first. In total, we have 65 steps. We start with total fees control and then sum equal to 0 because at the end of the process we need to count the sum, which is total income per week. That is why we make it sum equal to 0, and then enter number of customer, because we need at least one looping process, so the looping process conditions is while number of customer is not 0. That means when there is still customer, the looping will be processing. And then we enter the customer name, telephone number, date, day, and then there is a condition here. If day equal to Sat or Sun, okay, then day equal to weekend, else day equal to weekdays. And then we end the if. Enter time in, enter time out, and we calculate the duration, which is time out minus time in. Okay, enter type of code. If type of code equal to F, then type of code equal to futsal courts, else type of code equal to basketball court. Okay, and the if. If type of code equal to F, then day equal to weekend, time in bigger than or equal 8 and smaller than 19, total fees equal to duration times 40, else time in bigger than or equal 19, total fees equal to duration times 60, and we end the if. If type of code equal to F, then day equal to weekdays, time in bigger than or equal 8 and smaller than 19, total fees equal to duration times 30, else time in bigger than or equal 19, total fees the total fees will be duration times 50 with 50, and then we end the if. If type of code equal to B, we now we move on to B, which is basketball court. Then day equal to weekend, time in bigger than or equal 8 and smaller than 19, total fees will be durations times with 30, else time in bigger than or equal 19, total fees will be duration times with 40, and then we end the if. If type of code equal to B, okay, and then day equal to weekdays or day equal to weekdays and time in bigger than or equal 8 and smaller than 19, we times the duration with 20, as time in bigger than or equal 19, total fees we times the duration with 30. Okay, we end the if. And then we will calculate the sum. We will calculate the sum with sum equal to sum plus total fees. That is why we will get the total income per week at the end of the process. And then we will print the customer name after we calculate the total income per week, which is sum. We will print the customer name, date, day, time in, time out, duration, total fees, and then we will end the while, the condition, the looping. And then we will print the sum and end the algorithm. Okay, moving on to desk checking. We begin with the second step, which is total income per week, or same with sum equal to 0, And then we enter number of customer. Okay, here is 1 because there is customer. We enter the customer name, telephone number, date, and then the day. And there will be a condition here. Day equal to start or day equal to sun is true. Okay, day equal to weekend. Okay, and then we enter the time. We enter the time in, time out, and then we calculate the duration, which is time out minus time in. Okay, and then we enter type of card. And there will be a condition here. If type of card equal to F is true, okay, then type of card equal to futsal card. And also there will be another condition here. Type of card equal to F is true, then day equal to weekend. Because just now Farhan booked the card on weekend. And then time in bigger than or equal 8 and smaller than 19. So the total fees will be 5 hours times 40. So the total fees will be 200 ringgit for Farhan. And then we count the total income per week, which is sum equal to 0 plus total fees. So 0 plus 200 is 200 ringgit. And then we continue the looping process. Okay, enter number of customer. We put 1. Okay, so because the condition is true, number of customer is not 0. So we enter customer name, telephone number, date, day, and then telephone number, date, day, and then we will repeat the same for the same process. For the day is false, then day equal to weekdays. And then we enter time in, time out, calculate the duration, and then we will just repeat the process. And at the end, to end the looping process, we will just enter 0. So because number of customer is not 0, is false, the condition is false, we will just continue with the counting of total income per week, which is sum. So 530 plus total fees, which is 0 because there is no customer before. So total income per week equal to 530. And then we will just print the customer name, telephone number, date, day, time in, time out, duration, type of cards, and also the total fees of the customer. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Sarasha binti Zainal. My ID number is CA2046. Today, my group project will present the shortcut booking system. My presentation is for algorithm with module and also the coupling diagram. First, for the algorithm module, it has the main module, which is consists the total fees threshold, sum equals to 0, insert the customer name, while customer name equals less than or more than 0, process the read, which is customer name, telephone number, date, time in, time out, and time of call. And for the process as calculate, we have time in, time out for the duration, date, time of call, time in, duration for the total fee, sum, and also the total income per week. And then we process the print total income per week. For the read module, we read the customer name, telephone number, date, time in, time out, and also the time of call. Next, we enter the customer name, telephone number, date, time in, time out, and also the time of call. For the calculate module, first we have time in and time out for the duration, date, time of call, time in, duration for the total fee, sum, and also for the total income per week. First, if we want to calculate the duration, we must minus time out with 10. If day is Saturday or Sunday, then it is weekend, else it is weekdays. And if the type of court is F, then it is futsal court, else it is basketball court. If type of court is F and it is weekend and the time in is within 8 until 19, the total fee will be duration multiplied by 40 ringgit. Next, if the time in more than 19, the total fee will be duration multiplied by 60 ringgit. And if the type court is F and it is on the weekdays, the time in is 8 until 19, the total fee will be duration multiplied by 50 ringgit. And if the time in is more than 19, the total fee will be duration multiplied by ringgit. Next, if the type of court is B and it is on the weekend and the time in is within 8 until 19, the total fee will be duration multiplied by 30 ringgit. And if it is the time in is more than 19, the total fee will be duration multiplied by 40 ringgit. And if the type of court is B and it is on the weekdays and the time in is within 8 until 19, the total fee will be duration multiplied by 20 ringgit. Else, the time in is more than 19, the total fee will be duration multiplied by 30 ringgit. So, sum equals to sum plus total fee, and total income per week is equals to. Next, we must print the print module, which is we must print the total income per week. Next, for the coupling diagram. In the coupling diagram, we have total fees control and the three modules, which is read, calculate, and print total income per week. In the read module, we have customer name, telephone number, date, sign in, time out, and type of court. All the variable is stored by reference. Next, for the calculate module, we have time in, time out, duration, day, type of court, futsal and basketball court fees, duration, total fees, sum, and total income per week. For the time in, time out, day, type of court, futsal and basketball court fees, duration, sum, it is the call by value, but for the duration, total fees, and for the total income per week, it is the call by reference. Next, for the print total income, it has two variables, which is true income per week and sum. Total income per week and sum is called by value. That's all from me. Thank you.
And then for the flowchart with module, there are 4 modules involved, which is main module, read, calculate, and print module. At the main module, there is a sum, which is sum equals to 0 to show that the looping in process is involved in this problem. But it is initialized to 0 to show that the looping has not started at this point, but it only started when the user are asked to enter the number of customer. And if the number of customer equals to 0 is true, only then it will print the total income per week. But if the number of customer equals to 0 is false, it will go through the read module and the calculate module. At the read module, there are 7 parameters involved. But since the Raptor limited the number of parameters, I have separated the read module into 2 parts. But overall, it is still in the same read module. So in the read module, there are customer name, telephone number, date, day, time in, and time out, and type of court. And all these data and all these variables are considered as output because before this, they are not available in the main module. Only in the read module, the data will be bring inside the main module, and then the user need to enter all the data that is required by the Raptor. And then moving on to the calculate module, the time in, time out, day, and type of court are considered as input because they have been entered before this in the read module. They only bring it back inside the calculate module. But for the duration and total fee, it is considered as output because before this they have not been entered in any module yet. And then the duration is calculated by time out minus time in. And if the day is Saturday or Sunday, the day display is weekend. And if the type of court is F, the type of court display is futsal. For type of court futsal and time in is between 8 AM and before 7 PM, the total fee is 40 times the duration. And if it is 7 PM and above, the total fee is 60 times duration. Next, if the type of court is not equal to F, it means that the type of court is basketball. So if the time in is between 8 AM and before 7 PM, the total fee is 30 times duration. But if it is 7 PM and above, the total fee is 40 times duration. And then moving on to if the day equals to site or sign is false, it will display the day as weekday. And for weekday, if the type of court is F and the time in is 8 AM and before 7 PM, the total fee is 30 times duration. If the time in is 7 PM and above, the total fee is 50 times duration. And if the type of court equals to F is false, the type of court is considered as basketball. And if the time in is 8 AM and before 7 PM, the total fee is 20 times duration. And if it is 7 PM and above, the total fee is 30 times duration. And then for calculating the total income per week, we have put the sum equals to sum plus total fee. Sum plus total fee shows the incrementation for this looping process because we have collected all the data for the user that have come to our sport court. And then we change the sum into total income per week to make it more clearly that our sum is actually our total income per week. And then finally, we only want to print the total income per week for our references to make it easier for us to calculate our total income. So we put the total income per week and sum as input because we already have the data in the main module. And finally, print total income per week is plus total income per week. And this is the end of our flowchart with module. Thank you.